It is time for the 8.5 tier list. Adam got like a slight buff with his right click. He like he gets his snaps back faster when he hits right clicks, but like I don't think it's really that big of a change. I think he's still pretty mid. Actually, I'm gonna move him up one to like low B because triple is just so much better this season because they nerfed a bunch of dive, and so that by default kind of just bumps Adam up. Because he was like really weak to cat and stuff, but now that they're not as like relevant, I think Adam gets better. Cloak is also just kind of like I'll put her like higher B. She got a buff like with her AOE healing, but it doesn't actually do that much in my opinion. Support pool is unironically really strong. I'll just do this like for ranked, so I'll put him in A. But having a support like every single fight is just fucking broken. Like he does really good healing already, and then just having like a support every single fight to run it down with is kind of fucking crazy. Gambit is still best. Like I think this character is either going to be like permanently broken or terrible. I don't know if there's a way for them to like find a middle ground with Gambit. Like he's just fucking crazy. Invis is like okay. I haven't seen a lot of Invis this season. I think there's just like better supports. She's not terrible. Like she's good into Angela and stuff, and Angela's good right now too. But I feel like people are just playing other stuff more. Jeff, I think, is actually really good now. I think we're back to like triple support Jeff stuff. Because there's no divers to like pressure him super hard. This is pro ranked. This is mostly ranked. Mostly ranked. But yeah, Jeff doesn't have any like divers to pressure him anymore, so he kind of just gets to do whatever he wants again. Like he can flank, cleave the whole team, like both teams. The only thing is his ult is kind of weak right now because there's so many things that like one shot it. So yeah, I'll put him like low S because ult not very good, but he's like a solid character now. Loki's like A. He's just kind of there. He's like okay. He's whatever. Honestly, he's probably below Invis for me. Maybe even below support pool. He's just kind of like there. He's just a guy. Like you're not mad to have a Loki, but you're never like super happy to have a Loki either. I think. Luna is still fucking broken. She does so much damage. Flake is broken. She still insta freezes. Like it's crazy. Mantis is also like really strong. Triple support is just super back. Yay. So happy. I love triple. I don't know if I would put Luna or Mantis higher. I think I'm leaning towards Luna right now. Because you can play triple like even without Mantis. There's so many forms of triple that you can do now. But Mantis is still like really strong for it. Rocket I think is also really strong. I'm gonna put him over Mantis too. Just the res is really good neutral value. The bongo is just so strong. And he builds his ult so fast. And he's really hard to like. Again, there's less divers, so he's not even like pressured anymore. The only thing in this meta that really pressures the Rocket is like Angela. Otherwise, Rocket is like kind of untouchable. Ultron is also still really good. I think I'm gonna put him like bottom of S. I think Jeff is no, I think he's probably better than Jeff still. But again, just triple support, fucking broken. Same thing with Fox. She's just like more triple. You can play her in triple or 2-2-2. She's just good. I think she's probably below Mantis though. Something like this for supports I think is good. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. There's no bad supports like at all. Adam definitely goes down a lot if you remove him from triple support. So maybe I'll put him in C because he is like hard triple support merchant. So I'll put him C. I'm down with that. Black Cat. Black Cat got hit with the hardest nerfs of any character, like literally ever. No character has ever been nerfed this hard in one time before, or like at one time before. I don't know if I put her like B or C. I think C. She's still honestly like playable. She's not terrible. She's nowhere near as good as she was before. I'll put her in like C. Mantis is viable in 222. She can be. It's still hard to play her in 222, but like it's not as hard as Adam. Like she still gives value in 222, I think. You would much rather play her in triple support. But yeah. BP. F. I had a BP run down my game earlier that tilted me. And I haven't seen a BP do anything against me. Character's still like terrible. Same with Widow. Widow's still terrible. Probably have a Widow rather than a BP, to be honest. Blade is unironically kinda good now. I think he's solid. This character, like, it's so hard to kill him now. If you don't have like really strong burst damage, just staring at him for a couple seconds, like he just omnivamps your backline and like your tanks. This guy can like unironically 1v3 because he just self heals so much now. Yeah, I think he's pretty good. Maybe B. I'll put him B. I won't overrate him too hard, but I think he's good now. Cyclops is definitely S. Is he best in slot? Is he best in slot? For ranked? For ranked, he probably is the best. I think he probably is the best for ranked, but he's not like insanely broken. Your group placement determines where I sleep tonight. Okay. He's not like insanely broken. He's just really good. He's not like Release Elsa, where it was like clear that she's like insanely better than every other DPS. He's just strong. But there's other strong DPS too. So he's good. He's a solid. Yo. Bro. Please get out. Thank you. My fucking cat, man. Best DPS in pro? I'm not gonna say. Because the meta is still new and I don't want to give other teams an advantage or like know what we like. Why was not asked now that Dive isn't as strong? She's just like okay. Like Luna just does more. Like these supports just do more. She's still good. That's why she's top of A. She's good, but she just doesn't like do as much as other supports. DD is still pretty good. I'm gonna put him in S. Like here probably. Actually maybe a little lower. Around like here. DD is still good. The only like change that actually mattered was his dash range, which they did cut a lot. So he is definitely weaker. It's like way harder for him to engage and get in. But yeah, it's not like he's not dead. DPS pool I think is also like C tier. Honestly, maybe like above Adam. He's like kind of weird. He's just like annoying. I would rather have any of the other pools. But sometimes getting like one shot by a DPS pool when he does like the sword dashing bounce on you combo is like really annoying. Elsa. Elsa like A maybe? Ultron's still S? Yes, Ultron is definitely still S. Ultron is still good. Yeah, Elsa's still good, but I don't think she's like that insane. Like she's not bad, but kind of just whatever. Hawkeye is pretty bad still, which is fine. I hate having one-shot things be meta. I think he's like D. I'd rather have a cat. Okay, Hella is kind of back, especially Helena Moore. Helena Moore is like back. She's just good poke. Like poke is just strong, and she's just a good poker. She's just not as good as like Phoenix or Cyclops or anything right now. She's still really strong. Torch is like in a weird spot, bro. I have to put him B, I think. Because I see some people say that Torch is like broken, and some people say that he's just bad still. And I'm really not sure. Like, he's just kind of middle of the pack, like whatever. Iron Fist, C, still not great. Honestly, I'd probably rather have a cat over him. Yeah, he fell off again because Dino's not as good. So he doesn't, like, Dino was picker banned basically last season. And he just kind of blew up Dino. So now that Dino's not around as much, he's way worse. Iron Man is still really bad. I think he's more viable than like these guys though. I put him like D, like very bottom of D. Magic is like top of D, still not great. Fanta, terrible. Moon Knight fell off really bad. Yeah. Moon Knight, he got his damage like nerfed a lot, and it's not like the same meta as last season, so he's just way weaker. Namor is good. He got buffed where he basically like permanently has squids now if he's like shooting. Fanta and Bucky are destroying my games in Diamond. Well, I don't think anything has changed with Fanta destroying like lower games. Fanta is like a noob stomper because he's like really hard to kill. But he doesn't do anything in like higher elo games. He's like legit cosmetic. Honestly, I think I would rather have a Widow than a Fanta. Maybe not. Phoenix is still S for sure. This character is still really strong. She's definitely better than DD. Like they're probably here-ish. I'll put her here. She's still really good. Psy is a little bit weaker, I would say, like top of A. Who's the worst DPS? Yeah, probably BP. I would rather have a Widow than a BP, to be honest. But yeah, Psy, like, she doesn't have as many things to dive with anymore. Like, DD is just weaker, Cat is weaker. And we're back in, like, triple support meta. So Psy doesn't have as much, like, stuff. Do you see Blade finally getting play in Ignite, or is this Kappa placement? Maybe. I don't know. He could. Okay, actually the worst DPS in the game is Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is definitely worse than BP. Scarlet Witch is fucking terrible. Spider-Man's like C. He doesn't really do much with triple support coming back, I think. I haven't seen any Spider-Man do like anything this patch. Squirrel Girl, I would honestly rather have a Squirrel Girl than any of these, but like I'm never happy to have one either. Star-Lord is still fucking super strong. Especially with Rocket Team Up, that teleporter is just fucking broken. Storm is somehow worse than she was last patch, I think. Like here, probably. I feel like Storm just has no place, bro. She's 250 HP and she just gets shot by everything. Why is Squirrel Girl not an F? Because I would rather have a Squirrel Girl than any of these, to be honest. Like, these are legit characters that if I see on my team, I'm like, okay, the game is over, it's lost. If I have these characters on my team, I'm like, well, maybe. Probably not. Star better than Phoenix? maybe I think he's just like here because it's more poke right now. Like poke is just doing better, like taking angles and just pressuring supports, which Phoenix does better than Starlord, and she has like a combo ult to like kill through support ults. Okay, Yuri. Never understood how Storm always has one of the highest win rates. Dude, don't look at like looking at stats is so stupid. Because characters like Penny from like a couple patches ago will have like 60% plus win rates. And then characters like Gambit will have like a 48% win rate. And it's like, obviously Penny is not that good. And obviously Gambit is fucking broken. Like, win rates don't mean anything. It doesn't mean shit. Same thing with like Phoenix. I'm pretty sure I looked and Phoenix was at like a 42% win rate or something. And it's like, this character is still broken. The win rate doesn't mean anything. Phoenix is 45, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything, man. Punny kind of fell off again because it's less like Dino-centered meta. So he doesn't have something to like permanently shoot anymore. Yeah, Bucky is like pretty good. Put him like here maybe. Maybe I'll move Blade down a little bit. I think Bucky's like decent. Wolf is fucking back, unfortunately. Depressing, but Wolf is good again. I hate Wolverine, especially with Team Up, bro. Team Up is fucked. This guy just flies at you. Punny raw power level is way better than Hella, right? But Punny can't take angles like Hella and make plays from flanks like Hella and hold angles. Punny sits main and shoots. Hella takes angles. They're not the same. They don't do the same thing. Angela is S tier. Angela is fucking back. Maybe like over Fox, I think. Yeah, Angela's good again. Tragic, but she's just good at like everything. Since there's less things that like shit on her now, since Dino doesn't ground anymore and he isn't like played that much. Yeah, she's just back. I think Cap is still the best tank in the game, honestly. He's still just so good. Why was she so bad last season? Because her pin was on a 6-second cooldown instead of 4 seconds. Dino was the premier tank and he grounded her and grabbed her and just shit on her. She couldn't really interact with Cat because she was permanently dashing and iframing, so you just couldn't like touch her. Yeah, like her pin was just longer and she got hard fucked by Dino. Yeah, but now that her pin is shorter and Dino is not as good. I mean, they just like hard buffed her. Honestly, she's good now. Tank pool is still A. He's still a good character. I would honestly put him like here maybe. He just doesn't mark things as well. Like, he wants to be taking the off angles too, but when the enemy team is also playing off angles, he's not great at like contesting those lanes. Like, it's easy to poke him out of the lanes, basically. And she still gets countered. Invis, Thor, and Thing. Okay. Invis is good. Thor and Thing are the 2 worst tanks in the game right now. So it's not really how it works. Dino did not get nuked, but he's not as good. He's still like playable. I think he's like A. He's not broken anymore, thank God. Hello, Mash. Thank you for the raid, bro. I'm also about to end, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Strange is kind of back. Since Dino's less good, Strange is like okay. I think I'm safe to put him in like B tier. Because I think the two strongest things right now are like Brawl and Poke. I think Dive kind of got fucked when they like nerfed DD's range and they nerfed Cat. Like they're just nerfing the dive DPS and then buffing things that are like good against it. So Brawl and Poke are like the two better things right now, in my opinion. And Strange is just like pretty decent with Brawl, especially with Team Up. If you give him Team Up, he's good. He obviously though, Dino counters him, Wolf counters him, Angie counters him, Emma counters him, and they're all pretty good right now. So Emma, I think, is still decent. I would say like low A. She's good with Brawl. She's really bad into Poke though. Same with Strange. She's like bad into Poke. I mean, he's like, I would probably rather play Strange into Poke than Emma, but he's worse with the Brawl than Emma is. So he's just like, okay, should we team up can counter Angela? Yes, but that's a different character. This is Doctor Strange, not Doctor Strange plus Invis. Yeah, obviously with Team Up, he has a way better matchup into Angela. Strange Invis into Angela is pretty decent, yeah. But there's still ways for like Angela to play around it. Just don't be stupid and like go in on the Strange when he has E or anything. Groot is pretty good still, like high A. I think he's probably better. He's definitely better than Dino, I think. Maybe like right next to Tankpool. This is like pretty interchangeable. I put him over Tankpool, I think. I think Groot is just a solid tank, a solid pick. Like the thing is, all of the tanks right now feel strong but not broken. Like I think Tank is actually in a really good spot for the most part. None of them are like broken. Like the characters in S are all like pretty broken characters. Angela, I think, is broken again. And Cap is broken. But like everything else just feels like strong. It feels like you can play these things kind of wherever their like best matchup is, and you're just gonna get value. Yeah, I think Tank is like in a really good spot right now. I don't think anything is like too strong or too weak. Other than Angie Cap. They could be tuned down a little bit, and like Thor thing could be tuned up a little bit. Hulk is like solid B. He's just good with the meta, I think. You're S? No, I don't think so. Groot can get victimized. Like all of the things that are going to be in A are like, they're the best things to play like situationally. Angela is the best thing to play. Like Angela, Cap are like usually the best things to play no matter what, and then you just like fit in your second tank with it. But like Groot, Tankpool, Dino, Emma, these can all be the best thing to play. It just depends on the matchup. Mag, I think, is also... I'd put Mag at like top of B. Honestly, I feel like Mag is kind of... Maybe like... No. I'm going to put him a little higher. I think Mag is kind of back. Because Poke being good just makes Mag good. Mag is good with Poke and into Poke. He's not great into the matchups where it's like the other team is playing heavy Brawl. If they're playing like, you know, Groot Dino or like Dino Emma or something, then Mag's not great. Have a support pool in A tier because he's fucking broken. He has a support ult every single fight. You just run it down with a support ult every fight. And he does good healing. And he does good damage. Mag useless into Cap and Angela? Yes. Yes, that is true. Mag doesn't do anything into these two tanks. But he's good into the DPS. He's good into Cyclops. He's good into Phoenix. He's good into Star. Like Hela and Namor coming back, like with Poke. Like he's a good tank into Poke and with Poke. And obviously these two tanks are like really annoying. But when there's not a like when you don't have these tanks paired with like Daredevil Cat, basically the thing that makes it bad for Mag is when there's the melee tanks paired with melee DPS. But melee DPS aren't really like there anymore, like running you over. So Mag is just better. Like if DD and Cat were still good, he would be like down here somewhere. But I think because there's more things for you to shoot that aren't the tanks, like he's solid again. I like playing Mag. I played him earlier. He was like really good. Penny is like Penny's not even bad anymore. It's fucking tragic to say. Yeah, like ever since Sen pulled out Penny last patch with Dino, Penny does work really well with Dino. It's like a super hard bunker to break. Wolf is melee DPS? Yes, but Wolf isn't a melee DPS that runs you over unless he has Cyclops team up. Wolf is a melee DPS that slowly works his way up and you can poke him out. Daredevil and Black Cat are dive. They're in. Wolverine is not dive. He works up slowly. It's not the same thing. Penny is just, some maps are just so hard to break Penny setups. Like Central Park first point, Clintar first point, even Museum first point. Like it's hard to break Penny now. It's kind of frustrating. I don't think this character should ever be good, but she kind of is right now. Like I don't know if she's ever the best tank to play, but she is playable, and it's not like a throw pick anymore. She's just annoyingly decent. Rogue maybe like here. I do think, like, even with the buffs, she is less dependent on the team up now, but she still doesn't really do her job right. She wants to be like Brawl, but she doesn't do enough damage. And if you want to dive, you have to use all of your abilities to get in, and supports are so fucking strong that usually they just, if you're solo diving on Rogue, you're not gonna kill them anyway, and then you're stuck with no abilities. So she's definitely better now, but it's still hard to like find a spot where Rogue is ever the best thing to play. She's just okay. She's just okay. I don't know where she would ever be the best thing. But she's definitely better now, and I'm having a lot more fun playing her. Thing is real bad. Where would I put Thing? Here probably, like bottom of C. Yeah, Thing is just not good. Thing really wants to be like, Thing is like a heavy Brawl. He only wants to play into and with Brawl. But when Poke is good, Thing just falls over. And if you're playing Brawl, why wouldn't you just play like Groot or Dino or Emma or like anything else basically? He's just not that good. Same thing with Thor. Thor is like not very good either. It's hard to find like a niche for Thor. Thor is good at like, Thor is good at marking divers that don't have a lot of mobility. So Thor is good at marking things like Angela, kind of DD. Basically he's just good at like marking the lanes, but he can't really push that far into the lanes is the problem. Things like Cap, Angela, Daredevil, Psy, These things can all take the off angles in the lanes, and they can push them. They can go into space, like they can go into the enemy space and like apply pressure from the off angles. But Thor can't really do that. He marks the lanes, but he has to be like connected to your team like almost constantly. And that's just not really what you want from someone like in that role. And he's like, you can play him front to back too and just be annoying to the tanks. Can't tank pool do that as well? Right, but tank pool can actually push the lane. And he has better mobility. He can just sword, dash, jump away. And he has bubble for like defensive, and his E gives him damage reduction. Tank pool can actually push the lanes. Not as strong as like Cap or Angela. Like these characters can actually just fully like wrap behind the enemy team from pushing the lane. Tank pool can't really do that. He can just like heavily push the lane. But he can't go all the way behind. He still needs to be able to like get back to the team. What even is tank pool sub role? You know, he doesn't really have one. You can kind of play him like however you want. Tank pool is just very flexible. And then Venom. Venom is still good, but he definitely did fall off. Maybe like here-ish. He's just not as good as he was last patch. Because dive is just not as strong, so most of the time when you're going in for dives, the follow-up is usually a lot weaker. Because you're not going to have like... The best thing to do last patch was like Venom and Cat. And you would just like go in really hard for like... You would do a couple soft hits, you know, like bait some abilities out, and then you would go for a hard hit and like try to blow up their backline. But now he doesn't have as much follow-up. And so it's harder for him to really do as much. He's still strong, especially in a triple support. He can still hold supports really well. So he's still good. Definitely A. Yeah, like I said, every tank in A is like, they're the best tank in some situations. And then Cap and Angela are like, you would always pair them with one of these. Like pretty much no matter the situation. Yeah, I think this is pretty good.